Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sana and today I'll be talking my best books of 2025. Let's get going. There's actually doesn't seem to be quite a lot of books. So, I mean that's okay, like it has been up and down, so I'm still reading 2 more books for this month if I can get to them. If not, it is what it is. Hopefully next year will be a great reading year, so I do want to do like that year of the reading kind of thing, like where to see like where you're at and all that stuff. Like I did that last year, so yeah, I think it went down a little bit, but that's okay. But let's get going and see what we have. My first book is The Bird Hotel by Jasmine Yan. After childhood filled with heartbreak, Irene, a talented artist, finds herself in a small Central American village where she checks into a beautiful but decaying lakefront hotel called La Llorona at the base of a volcano. So I gave it a 4 stars. I quite enjoyed the story and I really liked it. I really liked the character development and the story. At first it did seem to go slow, but eventually it picked up. I think there was also too many characters. It was kind of hard to pick up like who's who or what their goal is and what business they have at the hotel. So that was a little bit confusing for me, so it could have done a little bit better. And I feel bad for Irene with what happened from the beginning and like as well as with characters Gus and Dora. I did have a small tingling feeling about those two being a red flag, but I wasn't sure. I kind of wish I trusted my gut more. Like, I had an inkling, like, I knew something was weird about Gus and Dora, but, I just decided not to trust my instincts, which is weird for me. I usually trust my instincts, but anyways, I guess not for this round. I like the ending, and while it is nearly impossible to have kids at 40, I think it can still be done, but there will be complications and such, so. But I still think like the story was quite nice, and like we finally got a happy ending after all the things that happened to Irene, and I like how she kind of struggled with what happened with it, so all the fun stuff, but it was really such a fun story to me, honestly. I quite really enjoyed it. My next book is Ace of Spades by Faridai Abig Elimini. Welcome to Nivea's Private Academy, where money paves the hallway and students are never less than perfect. Until now, because anonymous text that Aces is bringing 2 students' dark secrets to light. So I gave this a 4 star. I really liked the plotline. I think it was really nice. Sometimes I do things from my phone and sometimes from bullet journal. It's because I haven't transferred anything over to my journal. I got lazy. I'm sorry. At least I'm being real. So my next book is also from the same author. That is Where Sleeping Girls Lie by Farada Abiki. A girl new to boarding school discovers dark secrets and cover-ups after her roommate disappears. So I feel like the atmosphere was really intense. It was like kind of really heavy and dark almost, I feel like. The book was really slow. Like almost nothing really happened throughout the month, but then like towards almost halfway of the end, things had started to pick up in terms of like disappearances and the mysteries behind her roommate. And so it really took a while to know what happened to Elizabeth. It was also more of a slow burn in terms of romance, which is not really my favorite. Like I didn't really feel anything between them, so I could care less about the romance side, but that's just me. So yeah, it was more of a slow burn than instead of like solving the mystery. I feel like it was like 90% romance and like that 10% was mystery. So I don't know. I wish it was just more of mystery than romance, because it feels like that the book should be it. But yeah, the characters seemed okay, and they weren't really my favorite part of the book, but they weren't really too bad. I just find them really annoying at times, so I'm not really too interested in them. But yeah, otherwise I really did like the setting of the play, so it was quite heavy, as I said before. So it's like you really feel like as if you are in that place. So it was quite interesting. My next book is Wings of Starlight by Alison South. In brimming with magic and romance, a young fairy queen must form an unlikely alliance or risk an unspeakable danger, destroying all she holds dear. So this is a story about Queen Clarion from Pixie Hollow. I quite enjoyed this. I believe I gave it 4 stars. I really liked her journey and like one of the friendships and personal growth and learning to trust herself. I really like that part of the book. We get to see how she grows, how she will become the queen that she is, and it was just a really nice touch. I think the author did a really good job on that. I liked the journey that she had to go through and the adventure, and as I said, her growth was quite nice, and Melody and Clarion were pretty nice. I kind of liked their chemistry, but yeah, but that's about it. It wasn't really special, even though considering what was going on in the book, but I don't know, it was nice. So, yeah, it wasn't like overly the top and cringy and such, but it was nice. So, yeah, the chemistry wasn't that bad. I also liked how we got to see Clarion and navigate through her fears, though sometimes I feel like it's always repetitive at times. Like she would say, oh, what if I'm not good enough, da 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 da. I'm like, you can stop saying that now. So that was kind of really annoying because she kept repeating it quite a bit. So it was getting to the point where you're like, oh, I know what you're going to say next. And then she said that. So, yeah, also there were also times where she was kind of useless and she was just standing there instead of doing something. I don't know why it kind of took her too long to get some help for a person. But, yeah, that was a bit weird. But, yeah, I still have fun reading it. I still like Pixie Hollow and Tinkerbell. But it was a really fun read. I did quite enjoy it. And my next book is My Throw an Open Grave by Tony Bovalino. So this is Labyrinth meets Full Color, and a starkly romantic tale of a girl who wishes a baby brother away to the Lord of the Wood. And I gave it 4 stars. So this story was actually really creepy. I quite liked the atmosphere and the setting of it, like wow. And like the whole lore behind Lord of the Wood was quite fascinating that I wanted more of it. So I wish the author did more touch up on Lord of the Wood just because his backstory sounded really cool. So I wanted more of it. Like I wish she gave us more. I really also like how it was written and the atmosphere of the book itself. It was on a slow pacing. You can kind of tell it kind of dragged on for a bit, but things did unfold nicely throughout the book, so that was quite nice. But as I said, Love the Woods was quite an interesting character, so I really did wish we got more of him. He seemed complex and intriguing. I almost wish there was a POV about it. Like I want to know what he was thinking when he saw that lady, and I forget what the lady name is. Oh my gosh, Leah. So I kind of want to know what like his thoughts are about Leah and like the whole setting, where she's from and all. So, and what like why is she doing it to her brother? So, I really wish we got a POV. There was one thing that I didn't really like about Leah. She kept repeatedly saying like how broken she was and how sad. So it did get annoying. Like we get it, but it just needs to stop. Like there's come a time when you have to stop repeating certain things, and that's really annoying. So like eventually they explain as to why Leah is like feeling like that, but I just wish it was told a little bit different. So yeah. My next book is A Master of Vision by P. Djeli Clark. I know I said his last name wrong. I'm sorry. Scalia 1912 through Fatima El Shawali is the youngest woman working for the Ministry of Alchemy, Enchantments, and Supernatural Entities. She is certainly not a rookie, especially after preventing the destruction of the universe last summer. I gave this 4 stars. So I really like it. The story was a mix. It had like a detective story side to it, and in a steampunk fantasy. The characters were pretty enjoyable. I quite like Fatima, so she was actually really enjoyable to read. And I like how the author wrote, and I like how the author wrote Hania, as she had worn a hijab, and the way how she was written was really nicely done. She wasn't being depressed by her hijab. She kind of accepted it, like, oh, okay, I have to wear hijab. So I kind of liked how the author did that. It was really nice. The world was really great. I kind of liked the world building that they had, and I think the use of words from different languages like Arabic was nicely done. I don't really know too much about Arabic, but from how I see it, it seemed to be pretty well done. Like, I think the author did his research, so I like when authors do research, and so it's like just a nice, refreshing way of saying, oh, I respect your culture and all that stuff. So but the plot was good, and the mystery was kind of okay, but the story was really quite enjoyable to me, so I quite enjoyed it. My next book is I Dark and Drowning Tide by Alison Saft. It seems I have read 2 books from the same 2 authors this year. How fun! I sharp thank Volcarismus, pair up with the academic rival to solve the mentor's murder. And I give it 4 stars. Honestly, the cover reminds me of Wednesday. It has that Wednesday vibes, so that's nice. I haven't watched Wednesday. I did watch Addams Family like way back then, but yeah, I don't know, just gives me off that kind of feeling. So it was a fun read. The first thing I liked was the writing. It was really gorgeous. I loved the writing. I honestly think this was a better Walk the Wings of Starlight. I don't know, maybe just me, but I feel like this is her more of a vibe, so I quite like it. It was, sometimes it was confusing though, but like the plot was interesting, and I liked how I liked how there were fairy tales but with more than twist. So the world building could have been better, since that was the part that mostly confused me. I didn't really know where we were half the time. It's like, I kind of have to backtrack. I'm like, okay, where are we exactly? So I wish the world building was a little clearer because of that, but otherwise, I did enjoy the story. The romance was alright. It could have been better. And oh my gosh, the way how she describes the landscape, it was amazing. I loved how she describes the landscapes. But the one thing I didn't like is how the ending felt rushed. I felt like she kind of slightly dragged out the ending to make it all perfectly wrapped up, but I felt like she rushed it. Like, she kind of wanted to just quickly get it done over it kind of thing, but like I feel like she should have taken her time with it. But yeah, there were some parts I did got bored, and I almost felt like there were fillers and weren't really necessary to the plot. But regardless, it was still a pretty good book, so I do recommend if you like dark academia and all that. So I think this is academia, pretty sure, but yeah, I quite enjoyed it. Taking shot every time I said I quite enjoyed it. My next book is A Forgery of Fate by Elizabeth Lim. Julia Sagnias didn't choose to become a con artist, but after her father is lost at sea, it's up to her to support her mother and 2 younger sisters. A gifted art forger, True has the unique ability to paint the future, but even such magic is not enough to put her family back together again, or stave off the gangsters demanding payment in blood for her mother's gambling debts. I gave it 4 stars. The magic system was really intriguing. I kind of liked how she did it, as well as the world building. Those 2 was really, I feel like, the strong point of the book. So I really was interested in the magic system. It was like so cool. The pace was a bit slow, but there was also a lot of action. There was a nice world building, and the FMC, female main character, seems to be okay. She didn't feel too annoying and, stuck up a lot, so she seemed decent, so which I kind of liked. Although sometimes I kind of, like, she has this friend, Gaily, she was his friend for 3 years, but she never once thought to think, who is he really? Like, you have a friend for 3 years and you never once thought, like, hey, what do you actually do? Like, that kind of seems not believable. Like, don't you want to know who your friend is? Like, I want to know who my friend is. Like, obviously I do, but, like, the point is, like, you don't really know him. Like, what he's doing in that sense. So that was kind of really odd. I'm like, are you sure? So I don't know why she didn't really ask him, like, hey, what's your job? But, it was kind of weird for 3 years. That seemed really unbelievable. I don't know, maybe just me, but yeah, I don't know. They have been friends for like 3 years, like I said. There also seems to be a little bit more like a convenience for the plot. Like there's certain things that have happened that were like, oh yeah, I'll just put them here, how convenient, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm like, that could be better, come on. And honestly, I almost guessed like nearly all the twists, so good job on me. But it was just still a fun read. It's about but the one thing was that the whole 3 years, and she never once think to ask. But I mean, she probably did. Who knows? But like, yeah, I don't know. I just felt really weird about that. Okay, so that was actually my last book. I thought I had more, but I guess not. So yeah, this year has been a really slow reading month for me, but that's okay. We all need those. I'm just reading for enjoyment. I'm not really competing. It's like, oh yeah, look how many books I can read. All that nonsense. So I don't know, it's cringy. But yeah, I still had a pretty good reading month. Like I think I got like 60 books in total. That's including physical books and audiobooks. Why was I blanking out? I don't know, but that was like a mixture. That's why I got so many books in. But yeah, it was a pretty chill month, like a really chill month. But anyways, let me know what's your good best books of the year, and please like, comment, subscribe so you can provide every time I post. I will see you on my next one. Bye!